I'm here working on film, doing some sound design, and also composing the music. So I'm just gonna show you like a couple of steps of how I had to design the sound, do the sound effects, and show you the DAW that I'm working with, which is called the window, and then also do the music as well. So this is a little promo trailer that I worked on. It's called the Psycho 6, and this is just a spec trailer. All right, check it out. Here's the film I'm working on. It's called the Psycho 6. This is the spec promo trailer. And the DAW that I'm working in is Steinberg's Nuendo version 10, which I really love. It's amazing, mind-boggling. Light years ahead of most other DAWs, including Pro Tools. When you're doing sound to picture, it's just really a great intuitive program. It's basically Cubase with all the post-production features built into it, and they just went into overload. The mix I'm using with it is the Yamaha DM1000, an amazing little digital mixing board. It's really great. It can handle 32 channels, 16 ins at a time. Actually, it can do 32 because it has AES and I/O on the back. And what I love about it, it works directly with Nuendo, and Nuendo will see the mixing board as a plugin. So that's really great. You can save all your settings and everything comes up as a plugin. I'm gonna rewind back to the beginning. Cool thing, I have a keyboard here by Behringer that doubles as a controlled surface for my DAW with flying touch sensitive faders. And my Yamaha does the same thing. So when I'm composing, I just want to, and getting ready to do some sound design, I want to be able to work in one platform. So there you go, it's moved. Faders are back to where they should be. And the same with these faders as well. And so we're going to take it back to the beginning. Now, usually when I get a film, this is how I get it, with absolutely no sound. So I have to really figure out what it's going to sound like, you know. So I get a few notes from the director that tell me what's the mood, what's everything going on, and what type of sound they want. Obviously, we're in a forest, so I'm going to need forest ambient. Going to need also footsteps, trees, you know, maybe birds crowing in the background, all the good stuff. And then on top of that, you got to think of what's going to be the music. Is it eerie? Okay. Scary. And then what happens when there's a different part that changes up, like right here? Does the music change? All right. Does the sound effects enhance the music as well? All right. So you got to think about everything that's going on. Footsteps, the ambient of the surrounding area, the forest, so on and so forth. And then here I got to, you know, it cuts to something else. So I'm thinking of, okay, will there be some sound effects for the static? How's it going to end? And voila, you know. So those are the things you got to think of. So here you're looking at Nuendo. This is the mixing board for it. So whatever happens on these faders over here, when I flip it, is pretty much what's on the screen. All right? And that's what's on the screen as far as the mixing board, and they correlate to one another. All right? Now here is where you start laying down all your sounds. So you're like, oh, well, okay. People will think, oh, that's not much, Dave. You got a few sounds up on there. It doesn't look like anything. No, when I open up the folders, all right, because I had to compress the folders down to, you know, appropriate tracks. Here's all the sound effects. All right, doesn't seem like much. You're like, okay, that's not much, but there's subfolders. Footsteps. Okay. All right. Ambience. All right. The bird sounds. Okay. More bird sound effects. I had crows and bird sound effects. All right. And Then the static noise, all right, as you can see there, okay. And then also pulse sound effects. Those are just sound effects that I just use to enhance what this is sounding like, all right. I had kids laughing, which I didn't use, and then kid dialogue. That's what people scream or whatever, laughing, screaming, whatever. And then here's the music. Okay, that's some of the music tracks, and then I have the tracks grouped up. The music is broken up into more subfolders, as you can see. Well, it's actually more MIDI, so I played into stuff or whatever. All right, and then that's basically the track. So we're talking about maybe like 100 tracks here or more. I don't know. This one's pretty small. I didn't go too far, go crazy with it. Like I said, it's just a spec promo trailer, meaning that this is something that they're going to utilize to figure what's the direction of the film, to give, you know, investors, audience, you know, people who are interested in the project, something to gnaw on for a little bit, something to look at. Now we're gonna break up the individual sound effects so you can get an idea of what they were sounding like. I'm just gonna go to let's go to the footsteps. All right. So I have the group tracks, and I'm going to this footstep box, and basically this is what I had to deal with. All right, putting in hundreds of footsteps. Okay, and that's what you have to work on that. And each individual footsteps has to be timed correctly. They can't be robotic, okay? And they need to have individuality, all right? Some of the footsteps drag, some of the, you know, there's different weight to them, okay? And every person's footstep has to come in differently. And then they're gonna start running. So check this out when they start running, all right? Try to basically play those in via keyboard, all right? And they have to pan off and fade out.